Flosstube. Welcome to my channel. I'm Jessie, and this is Bobo Jessie Stitches. And today is Tuesday, February 1st. I'm recording this on a non-weekend day. How bizarre. So, I didn't record over the weekend, and I didn't want to wait until this weekend, mostly because I could record today. Short, we're going to call it the TLDR version of what my life has been like in January, is chaotic. January is a very busy time for me in the year. For my work, we do a lot of year-end work. So the calendar year ends, then we have a lot of things that we have to do because we are grant funded, and we have to do a lot of reporting and reviewing things and making sure things are okay. And it's always just a very, very busy time of the year for us. And I ended up working a lot. I had 2 weeks where I hit 70 hours of actual real work time. One of those days I hit over 80 because it was the holiday week, and we get time for the holiday, and so it was. I'm exhausted. I'm tired, and we finished yesterday, the 31st. We were done. We're actually not done. We finished the deadline part, which was yesterday, and so now begins the next steps, which means I'm still not quite done, but I have a little bit of a breather before the next steps start happening in this process. So I'm kind of taking half days. I'm kind of doing what I absolutely kind of need to do for the day, and catching up on some work that got kind of pushed back onto the back burner for my project for the year and stuff, and try to catch up a little bit on that. And then I'm taking a break. So that's, I'm like, hey, let's make a floss tube, drinking some tea. With that, I don't have a lot to update y'all on, unfortunately. So January, because of that, I didn't stitch every day. There were many days where in my planner it said no stitching. It was very, very sad. But I did do some stitching. It wasn't completely. And what's funny is that for the little amount of stitching that I actually did in January, I actually have a lot to show you. So, because I worked on a little bit on multiple projects. So in total, I did 4,797 stitches in January. So not a lot. In comparison, I typically do between 10 to 11,000 in a month. And I didn't participate in 24-hour cross stitch, which made me sad. I'm thinking about doing my own at some point in time in February, but I haven't quite decided yet if that's what I'm going to do. But I am trying to find a day this month where I can just fully take off for a full day, as opposed to what I'm doing right now, which is monitoring emails and doing stuff, right? But so that's going to be hope. So that's all I did. And then in total, I did 16 days I did some stitching. And actually, on one of these projects, I worked on this 2 projects on the same day. So really, it's probably 15 days that I actually did any kind of stitching in January. So with that, let's get going. Let's talk about what I did. So first up was Christmas tree. I did work on that. And that's by Barbara Anna. Oops. Start with the actual project. So that's by Barbara Anna's Christmas tree, and I'm in 2 challenge groups for this year. I started doing a little bit on there's a Stitching Fandom one, which is doing it on Star Wars themed for this year. I did a little bit in the first week, and then it all kind of got waylaid. I'm hoping to be able to incorporate and kind of do both for the Stitching Fandom, and I'm also doing no new starts, which is really kind of a weird thing because I'm really doing new starts, as you're going to see, but I'm doing the 22 and 22 path, which is basically working on 22 projects, don't exceeding the 22. I started the year with 14 projects, so I had some room to bring in some new starts, but I like the idea of kind of focusing, making sure I don't go too chaotic. And so, but for no new starts, I was finishing up the passport. So this is Barbara Anna's Christmas tree. Because I didn't finish it before January 1st, you had to work on the same project to finish up your passport stitches. So I ended up having to work on that for an additional 2 days. I put in 676 stitches. And so this is where I sit currently. on Christmas tree. And I'm so close to being done that it's a little frustrating that I put it away. But the reality is that I'm not like so close where it's like one day is going to get me over the over over the finish line. But it is pretty close, isn't it? But I love it. It's been put away now. All that's left for basically what I did last time you saw it was I finished off this branch. And so basically I have two more branches and then all of the snowflakes that need to go on the outside. And then that's it. That's all that needs to be done left on that. So close, but yet so far, really, when you think about it, right? So that is the first one that was up. The other thing I did, which I thought didn't have that much to do, but it turned out actually was quite a bit to do, was, for Barbara Anna's Christmas tree, that was a kit from Nitka Moscow, and it's on 25 count Evenweave with the called for DMC, all provided in the kit. So next up is, let me show you the pattern. I was like, where is it? It's just hidden in there, isn't it? I did, if you had not seen it, I did a video on a time capsule. Basically, I opened up a time capsule of a box of cross stitching from when I was younger, right? And so I did a whole like finishing New Year's Eve, which you saw in my last video, but I did have at least one more piece that I tried. My goal was 4 pieces that day. I did not hit my final piece, but I did finish it, and that is this Weekenders project, Road to Success. Sorry for the glare on the picture. That's the glossiness of it. And I don't know when I started this. I put it circa around 1992, 93, based on what else was happening in the box. And it is the Road to Success, adapted from a design by Dee Morgan, and it was a kit for JCA Inks, and it was called Weekenders. And so I basically finished that little piece right there. And a few mistakes. I did practice my stitching in hand with this piece, and I don't know if I love it. I don't know if I enjoy stitching in hand. My hand definitely was all kinds of cramped afterwards. So for those of you who are able to do that, I'm always very impressed by that. Also, I'm not good at French knots. Is anyone good at French knots? I bet there's people out there who are like pros at French knots, but not me. But anyways, this was my first finish of 2022. So that was fun. I do like the idea of revisiting some of these older pieces, and so I think I can't decide which one I'm going to bring in, but my thought is that I have enough, not enough that I can, some of them are too far along to be able to, or too far behind to be able to finish them in a month, but I'm thinking about, I have a handful of those older pieces, like could I do one a month type of thing, is and that's my tissue box for no new starts. So we'll see, except they're all different sizes, and I think when you do the tissue box, they're supposed to be in similar sizes. That's okay. I can make different categories. So, but I worked on Road to Success for 3 days, and I put in 779 stitches, and I believe I did count the back stitching. I typically don't count back stitching when I do my counts, just as a FYI. Why? I don't know. I just don't. Okay. All right. Third up is Trans Pride Tapestry. Constant favorite that I do during football games. Although now that the football season is done, I will have to kind of work on bringing this in a little bit more. So we did have a couple of games. So here's Trans Pride Tapestry. This is, the pattern is by Dee's 20 Stitches, and the artwork is by Kari Nakken. And here I put in one day. There was one game. And I put in 378 stitches that day. So here we are. And basically all I did that day was I basically was filling in this part right here. And that's it. So yeah. Slow but steady, right? Progress is progress. I'm doing this on 16 count Aida hue by Fortnight Fabrics. All with the called for DMC. And including that Diamante, which I'm not going to lie, y'all, I did put in a few stitches with that to kind of see how I was going to feel about it and whether or not I wanted to switch to an each wall. I'm going to stick to it because I do want to explore and learn how to use different types of threads and to expand my horizons. But it's got a crunchy sound to it. And so we're going to see how I feel going forward on that. But yeah, so not a lot on that one. I am going to try to put in more efforts on it. I don't know if I'm going to do the whole piece, all of the surroundings. I'm going to finish the unicorn, and then I'm going to see how I feel after that on whether or not. But these little flowers are so cute, aren't they? Let's be real. I'm probably going to do it. Right. 3 more. Believe it or not, 3 more. Next up is I kind of went in a weird order, didn't I? Usually there's like a, isn't there like a rhythm to floss tubes? Like you do like your finishes and then your what. Anyways, all right. So let me finish. Well, let me then finish off with my whips and then we'll talk about my new starts. So I also worked on Sailor Moon Squad by Tilton Crafts, artwork by Daniel Kordick. I ended up working on this the most. I put in 5 days on Sailor Moon Squad, a total of 1,789 stitches. And here is where we are. So basically, I don't have any kind of rhyme or reason in the way I stitch. I consider myself a modified cross-country stitcher, which is basically what I do is I pick a square, and then I fill in the colors as much as I can at that point in time, and then I continue on in the next square, next batch, until I run out of thread. That's basically what I do. And that's why you see the jumping around of the threads and things like that. I have been skipping the super confetti. So as you can see in her eyes a little bit, there's quite a bit of little confetti where there's only 10 or so stitches of a particular color. I've skipped those. I'm going to go back and fill those in on a day where I feel like it. But otherwise you're seeing her face kind of get filled in more and more. And, but yeah, this is my focus full coverage piece until I hit 5,000, and then I'll switch back to Cinderella. But yeah. My goal for February, I think, is to try to finish her actual face. Like to actually get to the part where I'm finished with her face. So in the design, you'll see that she's one of the few that has like a body, right? So my goal is to kind of get where her chin is done. I think that's doable. So, and that one is all called for DMC, 1/1 full cross on 25 count Evenweave. This one I'm going to put back away because I'm putting it on the floor, so I want it in the bag. All right, and now I have 2 new starts for January. First up as a new start is Lady Justice by Mirabelia. This was my New Year new start. So here it is, Lady Mirabelia. And I worked on this for 4 days, and I put in 508 stitches. So it's not going to look like a lot because, well, it's not a lot. Let me make sure I have this the right side up. Yep. That's it. That's all I've done. So this fabric is 32 count Lugana Cote Doves by Atomic Range Fabrics. which I got from Rogue Stitching. I think they're actually exclusive to Rogue Stitching. I love it. That's it. That's all I got so far. At minimum, this will get pulled out on what I call patriotic holidays. I don't do patriotic stitching, but on days that are celebrating aspects of what this country represents, I try to stitch on things that I think this country represents. Last year was MLK, the Martin Luther King sampler by Stone Creek Samplers. And so this year, I will always work on Lady Justice on those patriotic days as well. And so looking forward to that. It's my first Mirabelia, so wish me luck on that. I would like to... I want to do a skin conversion. I saw someone on Instagram was also stitching on it, and they did a full skin conversion, and it looked beautiful. And I really would like to do something where it's reflective of me. And so if anyone knows how to do... I've never done a skin conversion for something this detailed with the different hues and the texture of shadows and things. And so I don't know how to do it. If anyone has any input on how to do that for Asian skin tones, I would really appreciate it. Love any feedback that you may have. The only time I've ever done a skin tone conversion is like when it's full on, right? Like it's the entire face is one color. I'm not confident in my skill. So anyway, so if anyone knows and can give me some feedback on what I should be looking for to try to do this, has a Southeast Asian, that's what I am, let me know. So speaking of Southeast Asian, it is the Lunar New Year today as well. So Happy New Year to those who are celebrating. It is the year of the tiger. So my mother is Thai Chinese, so we do our ethnically Thai and Chinese, and so I grew up celebrating the Lunar New Year, not like in the sense of like what it is in the countries where it is their New Year, because Thais have its own New Year's Day. It's a calendar-based New Year's Day. Well, now it's a calendar. Now it's a set day. It used to kind of adjust based on similarly to things, but now in Thailand they've said it has a day, and so for my family, the Thai New Year was the New Year in terms of the beyond like the Western New Year. So, but anyways, Happy New Year to those of you who are celebrating. May 2022, or the Year of the Tiger, bring you abundance and prosperity, and however you choose to define that. Not everything is financial. Goodwill and health and joy. You can be abundant and prosperous in all of that as well. So, anyways, sequitur there. Then last but not least, I did have a birthday start, which was January 30th. I turned 45. Feels so... In my brain, I'm 25. Does anyone else feel that way? Everyone who's not young. If you're young. Like anyone else like that? Like, I don't know when I started thinking that way. Like, I want to say probably around 35 is probably when I started realizing that I don't think my brain is not the age I'm physically at, right? Like, in my brain, I'm like, I feel like I'm mentally, like I'm 20, not 25. I was pretty stupid at 25 still. But like 30, 32, 33. Although I went through a midlife crisis when I was like 33. So maybe not then. But I don't feel like my brain, I don't feel like I'm 45. I don't know what I think my brain thinks I am. Anyone else feel that way? Me? Weird? I wonder it's because I don't have children. Sometimes I wonder if that like impacts my worldview. I don't think it. I know it impacts my worldview, right? Children change things. So, but I wonder if like, does that make a difference? Like, do you think you're still young when you don't have children? Because your children, because you're reflected in your children. I don't know. I'm making stuff up. I don't have kids. Don't at me. I don't know what I'm talking about. So don't. I acknowledge I know nothing about having children. Anyways, but I did turn 45. I did start a new start, which is Aggretsuko. I am not going to tell you about the pattern maker because it's no longer available on their website. I don't know why it's no longer available on their website. I suspect that Sanrio, who's very aggressive at protecting their trademark, very similarly to the House of Mouse, might have gotten to them. So it's not available, but I did start on it, and I worked on it for one day. On my birthday, I stitched, watched football with my husband, because that was championship day. And here is what I did on Aggretsuko. This is 14 count Aida Eek by Picture Disc Plus, and I was able to fill out her entire side. So I like to joke that to know Aggretsuko is to know Jessie. I like to think I'm a cutesy little red panda on the outside, but inside I'm rage on. So, not like a rager like my husband who listens to like death metal and that kind of stuff, but like, I do listen to metal. I listen to symphonic metal. I don't know. I don't know what they're all called. My husband tells me what they're all called. I just know what power metal. I know what I can tell you what I like. But I know it, but I don't know what their genres are called. Anyways, that's it. That's all I got done in terms of stitching. So lots of projects, but not tons in each one. Let's see. What else is there for me to chat about? Haul. I don't have a lot of haul. I did receive 2 more fabrics from Fabric of the Month Club. So I did not renew my Fabric of the Month for Rogue Stitching. I don't know if they're still accepting, but if they are, I was very happy with it. But they were behind on one of the fabrics, and so I did receive Midnight Moss by Sunflower. So this is a printed fabric, but it is this nice little green fabric here. So that was the last of my Fabric of the Month from Rogue Stitching. And then I have continued my Fabric of the Month Club from Fiberlicious, and this is a very peri-winter. And oh my goodness, this, y'all, her fabric is just so yummy. Isn't that beautiful? That's a beautiful blue. So excited about that. Yeah. And then as a gift to myself, I also purchased a few more project bags from the 805 Stitcher from Tara. If you are interested in project bags, I do recommend hers. Such good quality. I've always been very happy, so fast and everything. So I got this one. Isn't this fun? Look at this. It's like a little, look at that snail delivering the mail. Of course a snail's going to deliver the mail. Why not? And they're all just like little friends and neighbors, and the coordinating needle minder that she sent is a little ladybug reading the newspaper. Isn't that adorable? And then I also got this one, which is called Ornaments. I know it's not, but to me this feels very Russian. Like I feel like this has a Russian feel to it, and so I'm planning on putting my Alf Forest embroidery Christmas pattern in this one when I start it later this year. So, but isn't that cute? And that coordinating needle minder is that little focus snowman. And last but not least, she did have a new one where it's not vinyl front. And here it is. And there's the back. And the inside is the red. I love the idea of this for a couple of reasons. One, I'm trying to be more sustainable in my purchases. I'm trying to purchase with knowing that it's a sustainable product, which is, I eventually, when has things open, I'm going to convert all of my Fabric of the Month clubs to linen, even though I do prefer stitching on an Evenweave. I'm just being honest, but I want to be more conscientious of the decision making that on what I buy. And I like this because it's not vinyl, and vinyl is not great for the environment, right? So, but I also really like vinyl because I like being able to see it. I am, because I'm organizing everything. I'm also doing a course called Take Your House Back. Anyways, it's by 3 different professional organizers, and the person that introduced me to it is Kaz from Clutterbug. And I think I mentioned this in a previous video, but Clutterbug, she like breaks you down into 4 different kind of bugs based on your style of organizing. And basically it's the difference between, are you a visual or a non-visual organizer, and are you a macro versus a micro. And one of the things, like watching her videos and kind of seeing her tips, and I read her book and everything, like, and I took her little quiz. I am most definitely a visual organizer. If I don't see it, I don't believe it exists. I forget things happen, which is why I have stacks and things like that around me. I don't like closed drawers. I don't like even when I was a kid, my closet, I didn't have dresser drawers. Like all of my clothes, even t-shirts, were on hangers in the closet. Like I don't like I like being able to see everything. So the vinyl makes me happy because I can see what's in there. It makes me unhappy because it's not sustainable. So but you know, I am whether or not I'm a macro or a micro organizer depends on what's being organized. There are some things that I do want it to be divided up into all its different categories because it makes it more usable for me. Like this is gonna sound bizarre, but I like to have like my paper clips divided into like size of paper clips because I will look for the different paper clip size depending on what I'm trying to paper clip. And so but there are other things where it doesn't matter, right? And I'm like, I don't care, just throw it in the bin. Like my medicine chest is, I don't care. I don't divide it into like stomach ailments, allergy. Like to me, it's all there. Like we don't have a giant medicine chest that, it's more important that I can see what I have than it is for me to micro divide that. I hope that makes sense. So it just kind of depends. All right, so those are my purchases, and no unboxing. It's already been opened. I did get the Valentine's at Downton box from Forbidden Fiber Co. And today is February 1st. So again, I'm not sure why I'm in a no new starts group because I'm starting new things, but but today is the first day for this release for Valentine's Day, and of course the pattern is in black and white. And so from Forbidden Fiber Co., I'm going to go ahead and read it. It's called Modern Tidings. The original design is by Kelly King, and this is from a quote from Downton Abbey. It's the gloomy things that need our help. If everything in the garden is sunny, why meddle? And so I'm super excited about it. I am going to do the one fabric, and so everything's a mystery. So everything is in an envelope, and so I'm gonna do the mystery. I'm gonna do a color a day, and hopefully I'll be able to stay on top of it. But like I say, it's not an unboxing. I'm gonna go ahead and show you everything I got. So here's the needle minder that came with it. Ooh, it's not gonna focus because it's shiny. Nope, it's not gonna focus. It's a rose. It's like a little rose, and the fabric is 32 count Belfast linen, and the color is called Countess. So here is that. So yeah, so you start today on this. Yeah, everything else is just kind of goes with it. All right. So, all right, giveaways. Oh, first of all, I hope that my big little rant at the beginning talking about how my life went into chaos earns your forgiveness for me not doing a drawing for the giveaway at the beginning of the month. But I can say that by the deadline, that there was only one person who had made a comment, and so I'm going to go ahead and comment on that, and I hope everything's going okay. Eek. On her comment, and I am going to. My camera has stopped working, so I'm not sure if it's working. So hold on, I'm going to stop and restart. Okay, hopefully everything was okay, but I'm just going to repeat everything. So only one person had commented by the deadline of January 10th for the planner. So here's my planner. I'm going to go ahead and comment on your posts and let you know that you are the winner of this. And I'm sorry it's going to be in February before you get it. I hope that you still want it and you still want to use it. Now that being said, I had 2 people comment wanting the cards. So, and I know there's 52 cards. And I hate the idea that only 2 people commented and then one person's not going to get it. I'm going to comment on y'all's posts and let you know that you're one of 2 people. And are you willing to split the difference? 52, are you willing for each of you to get, what does that come to, 26? Would you be okay with each of you getting 26 randomly? I just split the deck in half and send you each half. Let me know. I'm happy to do that. If you rather not split the deck, then I will go ahead and flip a coin and, and I'll record that and everything and then let you know who did that. But message me on, I'm going to comment and message me on Instagram and let me know what you want to do. I don't have a giveaway for this month. I'm so sorry. I was planning on doing one, but I haven't quite got my stuff together. All right. Well, with that, that's it. What are my plans for February? February plans. Obviously, I'm going to start Forbidden Fiber Code's Modern Tidings for Downton Abbey. Ooh. I watched The Gilded Age. I'm going to let y'all know something. It is not Downton Abbey. Do not start watching it thinking it's going to be Downton Abbey. It's not. I'm not sure that the characters are completely likable, but it's fun. I've been known to disagree with critics, so don't at me if you're like, Jesse, this is a terrible show. I enjoyed it. I had fun watching it. So, but as plans go for February, I'm going to work on Forbidden Fiber Codes, Modern Tidings. I'm going to continue working on Sailor Moon to try to hit that 5,000 stitches before the end of February. And then after that, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue working on my challenge groups for new starts and hopefully be able to incorporate back into the stitching fandom. And I'm just going to see what strikes my fancy. I think that's just kind of how it's going to go. But yeah. Otherwise, y'all, I'll see you in a month. I hope wherever you are, you're having a stitching good time. Take care. Bye.